Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. We are highly concerned about the what's going on in Nigeria. Here I have with me Mr. Emmanuel Omosaya, and back in Richardson, Texas, and I have Mr. Oluwatomiwa Dada back in Kwara State, Nigeria. So we are just going to carry out a general conversation on how we feel about what's going on in Nigeria and the possible way we feel we can move forward. Mr. Emmanuel, you want to open the floor and just tell us about yourself. Well, how long you been in this country and the United States, and what really prompted you to come over here? And what are you feeling? What are you thinking about our country?
Thank you all to our viewers. Like Mr. David said, my name is Emmanuel Omosoya. I've been in this country for over 10 years now, and I came here when I didn't even thinking I would be here. So God brought me down here a few years ago, and back at home then it was still a very tough struggle, but it wasn't like what is going on like this right now in Nigeria, because in Nigeria is really tough right now, and we had a lot of people lamenting based on the situations in Nigeria. So I think I'm really particular about the country needs to move forward.
You know, is it like I could imagine, you know, a couple of times on my way to Nigeria, from Atlanta to Lagos, I met a lot of people in pain. You know what we do? Talk. We just talk about the situation of things in our country. Everybody talk, but everybody just talk to talk. People are not doing the right. People are not acting. I mean, how long do you think all this talk to talk will last?
Well,
by the way, what is actually holding people down from acting, not just talk?
Well, number one thing we need to realize that Nigeria is a secular nation. The secularity in Nigeria, it covers both religion, tribals, and even our regions. We are so secular. We have our differences. So for one person to stand up now to say, okay, this is what we have to do in this country, another region or another tribe or another religion point of view might be seeing that as a war against them. So what we need to do in Nigeria is the youth need to come up with one voice until we see ourselves as one Nigeria. There's no segregation, no religious bias. Then we will be able to move forward. Let us cancel the issue of state of origin in Nigeria. If we have to start solving the problem in Nigeria, this national quota or state of origin in Nigeria needs to be scrapped. We need to cancel all those nonsense stuff. I call it nonsense because, for example, if you are born in Lagos and your parents are from Anambra, you should be a Lagosian, because that is where you were born. That is where should be your state of origin. That is where you should be. It's not that, oh, your parents are from Anambra, and you were born in Lagos, you should claim Anambra. You should come from Lagos. You should be from Lagos. And anytime, at any point in time, you should have every right a Yoruba man have in Lagos. The same thing if a Yoruba man is born in Kano. he should have the same right as someone whose both biological parents are from Kano. So the issue of state of origin is one of the problems that we're having in Nigeria. So, and until this issue is settled, we can go forward.
Thank you. You see, while you were delivering your speech, I keep pondering in my mind a few things going on in Nigeria. The number one thing I really wanted to talk about today is the religion. Okay. Just for example, I come from Kwara State back there. There's a religion called Shango. Okay. Now, Shango, when you do something and you can't lie, when you lie, Shango will strike you down. So people are so scared of these gods, and they don't want to commit crime. They want to be honest with everything. But Christianity comes, Muslim comes, and I believe people see that as the freedom, a pathway to corruption. Now, thinking about the whole thing, personally, I feel one of the major problems, one of the reasons why there's so much room for corruption in Nigeria is the religion. Okay, for instance, as an example for you, someone who's a member of your church, is a politician. A member of a church who's working in the government come to the church and donate $20 billion, not naira. And a pastor is praying for such person. Tell me, what are you praying for? Are you praying for that individual for God to bless him more so he can corrupt more and embezzle more money? Or are you praying for that individual for what reason? What are you praying for that individual for? So the point is this: I believe religion has given a pathway to a lot of nonsense in Nigeria, and it's one of the leading reasons that's taking us to where we are today. What do you think about that?
Well, you are right to some extent. Individual opinion about religion. Religion is just a way of worshiping. It's just a mere etiquette where people think is a way to reach God. Before the introductions of Christianity and Islam, our forefathers, they were reaching God one way or the other. It might be true other basic or smaller gods, like we have the Gugu in Igbo land, we have Amadioha in Igbo land, we have Shango in Yoruba land, we have Ogun, we have Oramfe, we have so many of it. If we check back during that time, though it might be so crude to us, but I think there were peace, harmony, and less corruption. I won't say there's no corruption, but less corruption. But every corrupt person knew quite all right that if you do something wrong in the society, there is punishment for that. The punishment is so spiritual to the point that everybody is scared of doing something wrong. In those days, you cannot steal ordinary yam in another man's farm. You cannot steal another man's coconut. You cannot steal another man's odara in his farm. You cannot sleep with another man's wife. If you do that, there is a capital punishment that is awaiting you. And those punishments are very instant. They are quick. But because Christianity preaches God is so merciful, God does not strike like Sango or Ogun or Amadioha does. So they hide under that umbrella to perpetrate evil. to embezzle money, to misrule their citizens. So at this juncture, I will agree with you that religion is part of those things that bring corruption in Nigeria.
Thank you. Now, Mr. Tomiwa, what do you think if moving forward in Nigeria, at the swearing in, they swore all these president, what do you call it, local government chairman, using some gold to swear them in? Do you think if we go back to that scenario, that they are using some gold or whatever gold you have, or those goals, they are effective? Do you think that will reduce and really bring us effective leadership?
Thank you so much. What I would say to that is that, you know, before you can do that, somebody is a custodian of all these people, all these gods we are talking about. If the system is corrupt, the same way you look at Christianity and Islam, you still happen in Shangoism and other gods. Because somebody is a custodian of all this Shango, Amadiora, or other stuff you call it, or Ogun, somebody is the one controlling it. So if that person can be corrupt too, is as well the pastor of the church who is corrupt, is as well as the imam of the mosque who is also corrupt. So what we can do is that as a nation, we just have to help the youth. Just have to stand up and begin to rise for their rise up for their rights. Choose who is capable, able to do this stuff. Imagine in Nigeria, we have many political gladiators that even embezzle more money from the government, and they are not in government. What about that? Is that religion? So when you are talking about religion, yes, religion is corrupt. I agree with you. But that is not the subject, as that is not the matter, the most important thing that we just have to tackle in this country. The most important thing that we have to tackle is for us to choose the right person. Yeah, how do we know the right person? Fine. If we elect you in as a president for the first tenure and you don't perform well, we have the right again to elect you out. That's what makes the United States to be what it is today. Because the president is so much conscious of what he always do, what he does when he was in government. Because people, ordinary citizens in America can stand up now and petition the president. It's not like that in Nigeria, because the voice of the masses are not heard at all. But once you are a notable person, maybe you are a senator, you are a very strong politician, like one of the opposition party, that's where they are going to hear you. Fine. What can help this nation is for us to fight with the spirit of fear.
And one thing I love very much.
The spirit of fear, number one. The spirit of sincerity, number two. And the spirit of godfatherism. That is these three factors have to be tackled in this nation. Let me pick it one after the other. Number one, fear. The youth, they are afraid that how am I going to do it? I don't have money. I don't have extra life somewhere that they can just attack me and just kill me. That's fear, number one. Number two, I mentioned the spirit of fatheralism. Somebody choosing somebody, put somebody there. And that person that put you there is expecting something from you, or you be the one to be dictating for you how you will run your government. That's number two factor. Number three factor is sincerity, because you that you are there, are you okay? Are you honest with the nation? So if we can stand up as an individual, make up our mind collectively, and just let us vote for those ones who can do this nation, who can make it better, not those ones that can make it corrupt the more. Thank you.
Yeah, it's out of yours. Do you have anything to say to that?
Yeah, well, at the beginning of my speech, I said something about state of origin and your place of birth. Anyway, if you know quite all right that once you are born in Port Harcourt, River State, you have every right. You can contest for election. You can contest for a political post. You can become what do they have over there? Mayor, like we have over here. You will work towards, you will work towards the peace and wellness of that society. Once that issue is being erased in Nigeria, everybody will see himself as a Nigerian. Good. Everybody will see himself and ready to work for the peace of and harmony of the country. But the issue of tribalism is hitting deeply into our bone marrow in Nigeria. And because of that, everybody are going on his way. I'm an Igbo man. We have to protect the culture, or I will have to protect the wellness of my people only. I don't care the next person beside me is a Yoruba man, or the one at the other side is an Hausa man. But once we once we stop that, everybody will be able to work for the development of that society. And when society is developed, the state will develop, the country will develop. If you are living in Abana, for example, in Abia State, or you are living in Koko, a village called Koko in Kebbi State, or you are living in Osogbo, in Osun State, and you know that is your home. You take that place as your home. You will do everything humanly possible to make sure your home live in peace. That sense of belongingness is not there in Nigeria. Every Yoruba man sees Igbos in Lagos State as a stranger. Every Igbo man sees Yoruba man in Anambra or in Enugu or there in Aba as a stranger. Hausa see Igbos and Yoruba over there in Kano and Kaduna, in Sokoto State, in Kebbi, in Adamawa as a stranger. Tell me if I behave to you, or if I act to you somehow different from the way I act to another person who you feel, oh, that's his brother, that's why he's acting that way. How will you feel? You feel rejected or dejected, and your aim is to channel your own wellness towards somebody else who you feel you are secured with, or is your brother. So we cannot write off the issue of state of origin in Nigeria. We should get rid of that. For example, what happened in Rwanda in the 80s, when between the Tutsi and the Hutus. The Tutsi, there are discrepancies between these two tribes in Rwanda, until the government stand up and said no. There's nothing like Tutsi. There's nothing like what was the other tribes in Rwanda. There's nothing like that, because in the past their passport used to carry Tutsi, Hutus. So they scrapped that, and in their passport it said Rwandan. Until we stop that in Nigeria too, we will still be circling in the same hole.
Thank you. I want to go over a few things, and I want us to kind of share ideas. A few things I want to go over with predictions of what's going to happen in Nigeria, and in the next 10 years, and also a pathway that we can follow to help us and also lastly, the revolution in Nigeria. Now, going over the prediction, if you look at the issue of, I want to go back to the issue of the United States, because there's nothing new anymore. Is it? The world is like a cycle, right? It's very predictable sometimes. Over 25 years ago, back in the United States of America, schools, the student moral. Okay, if you look at it, oh, something is making noise. Sorry about that. Hello, can you hear me? Hello, can you hear me? Okay, with what I'm saying, back over 25 years ago, if you look at it in the US, there were religions. Religion is not, sometimes it brings moral value to people. So, back over the prediction, what we do, we're going to come back later to continue with this, so that we can go over the prediction of what will happen in Nigeria soon.